Normally, you would never associate these words and feelings with children. But all too often, children are witness and sometimes involved in unspeakable situations right in their own home environment. What happens behind private walls can't be controlled. Even the slightest trauma can have a huge effect on a child's life. Inevitably, adult problems seem to infiltrate the childhood experience for many children and can have an earthquake of consequences to their development and education. We have put into place a system to protect the educational structure of a child in case of a traumatic experience that may interrupt their learning. When the lines are blurred by the chaos of life, it's up to us to focus on the child.
What we know occurs when an individual experiences some type of trauma, some type of traumatic experience. Normal brain processing, what typically happens is information comes in through the thalamus. And that information is what you're seeing, what you're smelling, what you're hearing, what you're tasting, what you're experiencing. So it's all this outside stimuli. And it comes in through the thalamus. And then the thalamus typically, in normal brain processing, shoots it up here to the cortex, which is your smart brain. And it takes that information and it injects it with facts, and if there's any falsehoods or untruths in there, the cortex usually checks it and tosses it out. Then the cortex shoots it on down to the amygdala. And the amygdala now has this information and it looks at it, but it has a smart piece of information if it went through the cortex. And the amygdala is responsible for your emotional response. And so the amygdala has this information and kind of looks at it and recognizes, oh, there's nothing threatening here, there's nothing dangerous here. So if there has been a trauma, an event that's been traumatizing for this child, that trauma comes in through the thalamus. In an attempt to make this person survive, it's going to take that information and shoot it directly over to the amygdala as fast as it can. And it misses the cortex, so it doesn't get all that smart information and all those facts. And so the amygdala serves as the alarm system, and it's sending them into either fight or flight or freeze. The reason why this program is so important, and we educate teachers on the fact that the alarm system may be really sensitive. And remember, teachers aren't aware of what the traumatic event is. But it is a way for the entire system to let that kid know, I got you, you're okay, I got you.
I got really excited because we focus a lot in our school district on the whole child. And we really believe that in order to educate a student academically, we need to be able to meet their social and emotional needs first. A student could be walking in on a day when there's a final, but something horrible just happened at home the night before. So if we can be responsive and say, the test can wait, let's take care of the social emotional part of the student first, they can make that up in a couple of days. And when you do that, you buy so much trust with the student, and also you're able to reach them in a level that shows compassion.
Over the last 3 years, we have doubled the number of counseling services that we provide. But unfortunately, if you don't know about an incident, you can't mobilize those resources. So focus has been great for us. We get timely information and can keep an eye out on students who may be in crisis. Oftentimes, a student experiences a traumatic event or a crisis, the impact isn't known right away. In this way, we're able to keep an eye on that student. So even if they don't need the services right away, our teachers are on guard, our counseling staff, our administrators, and know that down the road, the student and the family may need some assistance.
FOCUS stands for Focusing on Children Under Stress. We came about the program by attending a Drug Endangered Children's Conference in West Virginia, myself and Maribel Garcia. And it was amazing to be sitting in this room listening to the lady by the name of Andrea Dar speak about their program called Handle with Care. And the more she spoke about the program, I just found it hard to believe that the program sounded so simple, yet the benefit at the end was just unbelievable.
George and I brought that idea back to Stanislaus County. In April of 2016, it was the first program of its kind established in California. Basically, when George and I started meeting with all the superintendents to explain to them the program, we just asked that they start a designated email address to receive these notifications.
In sharing this program with not only the education field, but we shared it with law enforcement, firefighters, first responders, basically, to let them know that, hey, if they see something out there, to get in touch with us, let us know so we can notify the school.
We want them to succeed to the best of their ability, regardless of what environment they come from. I think in the past there wasn't that connection or communication between law enforcement and the schools, or community resources and programs, and here it's a community problem, and so we want to have a community solution, and I think that's what it's been.
If we could just keep these children on the straight and narrow line, get them to graduate, be productive citizens, then if we could save one child, then the whole program, regardless of how many hours of time we put into it, is well worth it.
It's already a great thing for our community. It's a critically important program that focuses on children. There's always environments where first responders and law enforcement come in contact with children who are in horrible situations. First responders can fill out a card, and then that information is transmitted electronically to the school, and that way the school can start supporting these children and connect them with services beyond what we already do.
I love the program that it doesn't violate any HIPAA laws, it doesn't tell them, it doesn't violate any privacy. It just says, this kid went through something, and handle them with care. Knowing what I know about police officers, the more simple a program is, the easier it is for it to get utilized. Oakdale offered to be the pilot program to start it, and it was pretty exciting because it's so simple, and it just gives us one more step that we can work with the schools to help children.
We did a pilot program with a number of the districts in our county. Every school district in Stanislaus County had said, this is important, this is vital, and we want it for our district. So each of the school districts have a point person. All of the emergency responders are locked in, and it's just been wonderful. I'm real happy to share with you that the State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tom Torlakson, has been in contact with our office, and he wants to see how this program works firsthand because he is really promoting this statewide. Focus definitely works, and it is a safety net for students and families so it can get them back into a normal routine as quickly as possible.
You know what I think this will do for kids is allow them to go to school, feel safe at school, be there, and then engage when they're ready to engage back in the classroom with the teachers. They'll feel, I think, supported by the teachers and by the school itself. The school becomes and it stays a safe place, and we know that kids who drop out of school and don't complete school, those kids are so much more likely to get involved in the criminal justice system. So I think this is an amazing opportunity to help kids and to mitigate trauma so they can stay in school, graduate from school, and be successful in life.
Success in school is success in life. Our goal is that every child succeed in school every day to the best of their ability, no matter what environment they live in. Focus. Protect, care, thrive.